Welcome to Boost 'em, the podcast designed to inspire, uplift, and energize your spirit. I'm your host, Mike Mills, and every week we will dive into powerful mindsets, real life stories, and practical tools to help you rise above challenges and step into your best self. Take a breath, settle in, and let's boost your day one moment of inspirations at a time. Good morning and welcome back to Boost 'em, the place where we inspire, uplift, and energize your spirit. Today's first segment is understanding fear and doubt. Fear is a natural substance. Fear is natural. Doubt is human. But neither one has to be permanent. Fear protects you, but it can also paralyze progress. Doubt whispers lies about your abilities. Fear is emotional. Doubt is mental. Both grow when you stop moving. Consider this. What you don't challenge will start to control you. So, back when I was stationed in Orlando and assigned to a unit as their first sergeant, there was a couple of things that scared me. Later to only find out that it was fear. I was worried about being in front of the platoon and sharing the information of the day that needed to be shared. And I just doubted myself because I didn't think I had what it took to be out front. So I wanted to shy away from it and let somebody else do it. That way I never had to do it. But in the course of just doing it anyway, doing it scared, which is what I say, I just jumped into it. And what happened to allow me to move in that direction was anytime I had to go out front, I would always get super nervous. I mean, I could feel my skin shaking. I could feel my hands shaking. I can feel my knees buckling. But I had to push through that. So what I did, I told myself, and I still do it today, that this is God preparing my body for what it was I was getting ready to do. Let me say that again for you. I told myself that my nervousness was God preparing my body for what it was I was getting ready to do. And just that simple mindset shift allowed me to erase doubt, erase fear, erase the possibilities of screwing up, and to erase any negative thoughts that I would have about me being out front. And allowed me to gain the confidence to continue to do it scared. And know that what was going on in my body was just a preparation to get me ready to take care of business. And believe it or not, it helped. I was able to go out front, give out the information of the day, laugh, joke, play with the other soldiers, have a good time, and they start to receive me in a positive manner as opposed to, oh, here comes First Sergeant. We got to get right, dress, get in line. To, hey, here comes First Sergeant, we can really have some fun. Because that's what I did. I engaged my soldiers to the point that they felt comfortable. and it allowed me to feel comfortable. So anytime that you're in a position that's gonna have you fearful of doing whatever it is you have to do, change your mindset and start thinking positive about things that are going on in your head, because that's the only place that is happening, in your head. Nobody else can see it. Nobody else can tell it's going on. You're the only one that knows what's happening, because it's happening in your head. Here's a method for beating fear, and it's called the STEP method. STEP, the STEP method for beating fear. Let's break it down. The S in the STEP method is start small. Fear hates movement. Do something tiny today. Do yourself a favor and do something tiny today. But do something. Fear hates movement. As long as you move toward progress, fear moves away. So do something tiny today. Start small. That is the S in the STEP method. T in the STEP method. Talk back to the negative voice. Fear says, what if you fail? Then you tell fear, what if I grow? Okay. If fear says, what if you fail? You tell fear, what if you grow? What if you improve? What if it is supposed to be me? So you have to talk back to the negative voice that's in your head. Don't allow your voice to just ring out negative things in your head and allow you to start thinking about them to the point that it causes you to fail. Fear will create failure unless you talk back to the fear. If it tells you you're going to fail, tell it you're going to grow. Tell it you're going to become. Tell it that you are. Tell it that you will. Tell it that you can and do it. E in the STEP method. E is expose the lie. Most fear is based on imagination, things that are not reality. In your head, as I said previously. Just because it's new doesn't mean it's dangerous. Just because you've never experienced it doesn't mean that it's dangerous. It's not most times. You just have to figure out how to pass the fear phase of it. But because it's new, it doesn't mean it's dangerous. And don't think of it that way. Think of it as a moment, an experience, some enjoyment, an opportunity. Just because it's different doesn't mean that it's wrong. We get so used to doing things in a regimental way that anything that's different from what we do, we start to believe that it's wrong because we've always done it in this particular manner. That's not true. Just because it's different doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means that it's new to you. And remember, everything that's new is not dangerous. Think positive. Change your mindset. And last but not least is the P in the STEP method. Push through for 10 seconds. Fear is strongest right before the action. I tell you, right before I went out in front of the platoon, that's when my fear was at its highest height. Oh my God, I could only imagine that how bad this was going to be until I changed my mindset. And if you can push it back for 10 seconds, push the fear back and push yourself through the fear for 10 seconds, the whole feeling change. I tell you, I would be crazy nervous before stepping out. But once I stepped out and started to speak and started to talk and pass down information, the whole feeling changed. The nervousness was gone. The shaking in my hands and my knees, it was gone. I can only feel a small tremble in my voice. But if I asked anyone afterwards, they would tell me I couldn't even tell. So it was really just me. So push yourself through it for at least 10 seconds, and I promise you the feeling will change. Okay, here's some practical tools to help defeat this fear. The first tool is the fear flip. Ask yourself, what's the best that could happen? What's the best that could happen? You could be successful. Things will go over just right. It'll make you feel good. It'll give you confidence. It'll make you feel proud about yourself. It'll also inspire someone else. Those are the best things that could happen. Don't ask yourself what's the worst could happen. It's not necessary. We're not looking for negative. We're looking for positive. So what's the best thing that could happen? The doubt detox. Tool number 2, the doubt detox. Identify one doubtful thought and replace it. Very simply, what if I fail? Well, replace it. What if you succeed? Ta-da! I just had to say that. That just felt right. What if you succeed? Then everything is great. So when you get that negative thought in your mind and you just have that feeling of anything negative that could happen to what's about to happen, change it and replace it with something positive. Most people say, why me? Well, I say, why not you? Maybe this was made specifically for you. Why not you? Tool number 3, micro courage. Sounds funny. Micro courage. Courage that's small, huh? You don't need big courage. Only small courage consistently. Continue to give yourself small bits of courage, and that will eventually turn into a huge amount of courage. Then you will be unstoppable. But in the meanwhile, use micro courage. Small bits of courage on a consistently basis. That's what moves you forward. Picture what your life could become if fear had less power over you. What would you chase? What would you build? Who would you become? Let your mind flow and imagine what you would do, what you would build, and who would you actually become. The opportunities could become limitless. You can be whatever you put your mind to. You can do whatever you put your mind to. You can build whatever you put your mind to. You can be whatever you choose to be with the right mindset. Think positive, remove fear, and do what you already know you were built to do. Just be you without the fear. Push through for 10 seconds, and I promise you, the feelings will change. Share this episode with someone who needs a little courage today, and tell them to use micro courage on a consistently basis. Thank you for listening to Boost 'em. If today's message moved you, inspired you, or helped you shift your mindset, share this episode with someone so you never miss a moment of motivation. Until next time, stay encouraged, stay focused, and keep boosting your life forward. Have an outstanding day. Testing, 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 testing. Testing, 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 testing.